Imagine opening your front door at the crack of dawn, coffee still steaming in your hand, only to find the neighborhood busybody queen be scribbling violations on your beat-up work truck like she's judge, jury, and executioner all on land she has zero claim over. She smirks, snaps a photo of your house, and coolly threatens to sic the sheriff on you for daring to exist outside her petty empire. But oh, the sweet irony. This self-appointed HOA dictator had no idea she was standing on ground that literally belonged to me, including the road her fancy SUV drove on every day. Let me paint the picture for you. Folks, I'm Jake, a 35-year-old electrician who's wired more houses than I can count, navigating the tangled mess of county codes and property lines like a pro. Not some hotshot with deep pockets or insider connections, just a guy who craved elbow room after years in shoebox apartments where the walls felt like they were closing in. So when I snagged this 1.5-acre gem during the market crash, a weathered ranch-style house plunked in the middle of a cookie-cutter suburb like a rebel thumb in a sea of conformity, it felt like striking gold. The neighborhood? Willow Grove Estates, where every home is a cloned McMansion with identical beige siding, manicured lawns mowed to military precision, and mailboxes that scream, "We all match because individuality is a crime." The developers had circled this plot like vultures back in the day, but the old owner dug in his heels, so they built their plastic paradise around it, leaving my spot as a county island, a quirky holdout under rural residential zoning, free from city meddling and, crucially, immune to the HOA's iron fist. Freedom, baby. I could park my trailers, tinker in my garage workshop till midnight, and let the weeds grow a bit wild without some bored nitpicking my fence height or paint shade. But from day one, that freedom stuck in their craw like a bad HOA potluck casserole. The whispers started before I'd even unpacked the last box. I'd catch neighbors peering over hedges, their eyes narrowing at my F-150 with its honest layer of job site dust, muttering about how it lowered the tone. "He thinks he's above us all," they'd say, as if paying dues to fund Cheryl's ego trips made them superior. Cheryl, oh, where to start with her? The HOA president, a mid-50s real estate agent with a helmet of bleached blonde hair, pearls that could choke a horse, and a smile so fake it belonged in a wax museum. She ruled Willow Grove like a suburban Stalin, preaching community harmony, while enforcing rules that banned everything from holiday lights that weren't white to dogs barking after 8 p.m. Her board was a motley crew of yes-men. Larry the treasurer, a mousy accountant who nodded like a bobblehead. Martha the secretary, a former librarian with a clipboard addiction, and Vince the compliance officer, a gym rat wannabe cop who filmed everything on his phone like he was starring in his own reality show. They patrolled in golf carts, issuing fines for grass blades over 2 inches, all under the guise of protecting property values. But me, I was the glitch in their matrix, the one house that didn't bow, and it drove Cheryl bananas. 2 days in, she showed up at my door unannounced, armed with a glossy welcome binder thicker than a phone book, her entourage hovering like backup dancers. "Jake, darling," she cooed, her voice dripping with that faux southern charm realtors used to sell swampland. "We're so thrilled to have you in Willow Grove. Here's our covenant. Everyone contributes to keep things pristine." I took the binder, flipped it open to the dues page, and handed it back. "Appreciate the gesture, Cheryl, but I'm not in your HOA. County handles my zoning." Her smile froze, lips twitching like she'd bitten a lemon. "Oh, sweetie, everyone here upholds standards. It's for the greater good." Greater good? I thought, suppressing a chuckle at her queenly delusion. "Not my circus. Not my monkeys, I replied evenly, closing the door. Little did I know, that was like waving a red flag at a bull with control issues. First, it was subtle, the kind of passive-aggressive nonsense that makes you question if you're paranoid. Curtains twitching as I unloaded tools. Dog walkers lingering. Phones out. Snapping pics of my garage like it was a crime scene. I overheard Cheryl at the community mailbox cluster, her voice carrying like a foghorn. That new guy's already resisting guidelines. Thinks his rusty truck fits our aesthetic? Please. The neighbors ate it up, nodding sagely as if she were dispensing wisdom from on high. One afternoon, Vince sauntered by, phone glued to his hand, filming my park trailer. Just documenting for the board, he muttered when I stepped out. Documenting what? My legal parking on my land, he shrugged, smirking. Community standards apply to all. I let it slide, jotting notes in my phone instead, dates, times, photos. Patience. I reminded myself, hotheads lose these games. But Cheryl wasn't content with whispers. She escalated to paper warfare, taping a neon yellow notice of violation to my door one misty morning. Unsightly vehicle storage. Unapproved structure. Workshop. Immediate compliance required. I peeled it off. Chuckling at the absurdity, my workshop had county permits older than half these houses. 2 days later, a red one appeared. Failure to respond. Fines imminent. Fingerprints smudged the tape, like whoever stuck it there relished the petty power trip. I filed them away, evidence stacking like kindling. Then the photos started. Cheryl lurking at my fence line. Phone raised. Can I help you? I called out. She didn't glance up. We don't allow eyesores here, she barked, snapping away. I'm not in your HOA, I repeated, calm as a cucumber. She waved dismissively. Semantics. The neighborhood expects better. Neighborhood expects? I thought, biting back a laugh at her God complex. The real fun began when they crossed the line. Literally. One lazy Saturday, gravel crunching pulled me outside. There was Cheryl, strutting through my backyard with Larry and Vince in tow. Vince scribbling on his clipboard like a discount detective. What the hell? I demanded, stepping into their path. Cheryl didn't blink. Routine inspection of common areas. Common areas? On my private acre? This is trespassing, I said, voice steel. Larry fidgeted, eyes on his shoes, but Cheryl puffed up. We ensure harmony for everyone. Vince lifted his phone, recording. I pointed to the gate. Out. Now. They shuffled off, muttering about resistance, but the damage was done. Word spread like wildfire. Neighbors avoiding my gaze, kids on bikes veering away. I overheard 2 moms at the park. Cheryl says he's dodging dues, acting all superior. A kid even piped up to me once. Mom says your messy yard ruins our playdates. I knelt down. Tell your mom life's too short for perfect lawns. But inside, it stung, the way Cheryl twisted facts into poison, turning a quiet guy into the neighborhood villain. See, most folks in these HOAs are sheep, blindly following because who wants to rock the boat? They think the board's word is law, not realizing it's just a glorified club with bylaws as enforceable as a pinky promise outside their borders. My land, pure county turf, are zoned for freedom. No fines, no votes on my paint color. But Cheryl couldn't stomach that outlier in her uniform kingdom. Her motive, pure ego, annex my plot, boost her legacy, jack up values by erasing the eyesore. Mine? Survival. Rumors could tank my business. One whiff of unpermitted work and clients bail. So I documented everything, biding time, watching her noose tighten around her own neck. The absurdity peaked with her spy games. One dawn, I spotted a metal stake near my property line, a cheap camera strapped to it, lens aimed straight at my driveway. Neighborhood watch, Cheryl called it when I confronted her later. For safety. Safety from what? My socket wrenches? I photographed it, left it be, let her dig deeper. She craved a blow-up, proof I was unstable. Instead, I gave her silence, the ultimate troll. Then boom, sheriff's cruisers rolling up while I fixed a leaky roof. 2 deputies, looking bored. Report of illegal builds, the grizzled one said. From HOA, I showed my binder, permits, deeds, all pristine. Checks out, he grunted. Cue Cheryl marching over, Vince filming. Officers, he's defying standards. The deputy eyed her. Ma'am, not your turf. Her face, priceless, like a computer glitching. But neighborhood, county land, he shot back. No more false calls, wastes time, she sputtered, finger jabbing my way. This isn't over. Oh, Cheryl, so was just not how you thought. She didn't quit. She doubled down like a bad gambler. 2 mornings later, a pyramid of landscaping rocks blocked my mailbox. Precision stacked, blocking mail delivery. Petty, genius in its stupidity. Tire tracks led to her cul-de-sac. As I snapped pics, Vince strolled by, filming me. Vandalism, he smirked. Beautification, I deadpanned. Inside, fury simmered, but I played cool, adding to my dossier. Neighbors gossiped more. Cheryl says he's a squatter. Online forums lit up with her posts. Rogue resident undermining values. I screenshotted, waited. The harassment amped. Anonymous notes in my mail, join or move. Kids egging my truck, caught on my own cam, thanks. Irony. Cheryl's board meetings turned into war rooms, her preaching unity while plotting my downfall. I heard her at a block party. He's a threat to our way of life. Way of life? Matching doormats and banned bird feeders? Laughable, if not so invasive. My breaking point? Waking to spray paint on my workshop. Comply or leave. Fingerprints? Sloppy. I called the sheriff myself this time. Trespass. Vandalism. Deputies arrived. Took statements. Cheryl showed up, innocent as pie. Must be kids. Kids with your handwriting? Quipped, showing photos. The deputy warned her, stay off his land. Her retort? For the community's sake. Community's sake became her mantra, a shield for bullying. But Cheryl's hubris blinded her. She filed for annexation, dragging us to County Hall. I dug deeper into records, old deeds, developer packs. Jackpot. My parcel owned the access road snaking through the subdivision. Every resident drove on my dirt. HOA maintained it, but ownership, mine. Easements violated by their signs. Landscaping. Armed with this, I waited. Tensions boiled as whispers turned to shouts. Neighbors shunned me outright. One even petitioned, force compliance. Cheryl's emails flew. He's dividing us. Dividing, pot, kettle. I stayed silent, observing her unravel. Board members fidgeting at meetings, doubt creeping in. The county hearing was her Waterloo. The drab room filled with HOA faithful. Cheryl at the podium like a conqueror. "We request annexation for harmony," she declared, voice booming. "This rogue parcel disrupts our standards." Nods from her flock. The official halted her. "Owner consent?" "No." "But denied." Her jaw dropped. I rose, binder in hand. "Original deed predates your HOA. Developer agreement. I own the road under your tires. Easements breached by your junk." Gasped. The official's eyes widened. "Ma'am, your HOA's trespassing on his land." Cheryl stammered. "Misunderstanding. Our maps. Irrelevant. Remove encroachments. Investigation into false reports. And back maintenance fees, years owed." Whispers exploded. "He owns the road?" Cheryl knew. Her face crumpled. Board abandoning ship. "This isn't fair," she wailed. "He's difficult. Official. He's legal. You? Not." The room erupted in chaos. Cheryl frozen as her empire crumbled. I walked out, the air electric with her defeat. Fallout hit like a tsunami. Viral video of her meltdown, residents sharing. Shocked. Emergency meeting. Cheryl ousted. Humiliated. Fines rained. Thousands for trespass. Encroachments yanked under supervision. Board members got personal warnings. Names tied to harassment. Online slander scrubbed. Apologies trickled in. We believed her lies. Handwritten notes. Awkward chats. Didn't know the facts. The HOA installed glaring boundary signs. County property. HOA ends here. Neighbors approached sheepishly. How'd you spot the deed flaw? Cheryl pushed us. Even Vince, sorry for filming. She said you were shady. I nodded. Live and learn. The neighborhood exhaled. Less patrols. More chill. My land? Peaceful. Reclaimed. Planting a tree by the driveway. A neighbor paused. Nice. We messed up. Control's the real villain, I said. Closure settled. Not vengeance, just truth winning. But here's the kicker. In a world of HOA tyrants, was Cheryl the villain, or just a product of a system that rewards busybodies? True or false? Comment below. HOAs protect communities, or do they breed mini-dictators? Spill your stories. Someone's gotta hear 'em.